What's going on, y'all? Welcome into a brand new episode of Snaps. It is Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Hope everybody's having a great day, guys. Thank you for joining us this Monday. A lot to get to from over the weekend. I hope you're all having a great day. Oh man, Friday seems like forever ago. Can't believe Nebraska lost. Yeah, it does seem like forever ago. But we're gonna get to all of it today. As I ended up, I couldn't do Saturday's show, and then Mikel and Aaron did a recap Saturday, so we didn't do our Sunday recap. Aaron's actually out sick today, guys. Just called me before the show and cannot make it, but it's okay because I've been logging a lot of takes over the weekend, and I am absolutely ready to get these takes off. Maston Mitchell, it's a hard season to be an Oklahoma fan watching this defense. Think about what it is, it has me spiraling. Yeah, that was like LSU fans watching Jaden Daniels' offense being wasted last year. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Brandon Wilkins says, fuck you, Jay, roll tide. Don't worry, we'll get to that too. Cody Mage says, hair look good, team. I'm trying to seduce. Goddamn, Cody, thank you. That's what I needed here on the same pump. Also, guys, look at this new sweatshirt I got. How sick is this? If you're listening on radio, and I guess the green screen makes a little bit of it look kind of funny, but it's a sweatshirt that says the Shire with a picture of Bag End on it. And it's freaking awesome, dude. Sick means trying to get another round of golf before the tropical storm rolls in. No. Aaron is actually sick, guys. Aaron is actually sick. Okay, but on today's show, here's the games I want to touch on. USC, Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Colorado, Miami, UCF, Vanderbilt, Mizzou, Texas, ULM, Clemson, NC State, Auburn, Arkansas. But really with the Auburn, Arkansas situation, even more than the show, I want to touch on just what a disaster it is on the plains right now. Because to be honest, there's some very good questions being asked. David Hale in his week 4 recap asks the question, well, why don't we treat Hugh Freeze like we treat Billy Napier? And when you look at the numbers, it is not an unfair question. We'll get into a new AP Top 25 that just came out. I think we'll hold off on fraud talk. We're adding teams to the fraud list till tomorrow. I mean, make sure that I have my list still updated. I think I missed a week or I forgot to combine a week, so that's on me. But yeah, it's going to be a very fun show on Saturday. And thank you to everyone, guys. The show continues to pop off, by the way. We're going to do SEC quarterback breakdowns. So new ones have gone up on the channel. Continue to look out for those. We're back, which means I think too we can do some SEC film breakdowns with the kind of duos looking at the big whatever. Some film plans are back in play. And I agree, chat. The new season of Rings of Power is good. Like I like it better than the first, and I think it's like kind of objectively good, even if you don't really care that much. But whatever, we'll see. Oil Payne says the Oklahoma Auburn game will set offense back 10 years. God, how about Michigan's offense, dude? You want to talk about going back in time, but still doing it like old school? Maybe that's where we start here saying, oh, but I did want to say this about the channel, guys. Huge thank you. Okay. The goal was by the end of this month to hit 25K. We are at 24-1, guys. Can we do it? We have 1 week for 900 more. We hit 25K. We'll celebrate it. It'll be awesome. Massive thank you to all of you guys, everybody who joins the show. Please, please, please hit like buttons if you're watching. That always helps. Share it. If you're watching on Twitter, I know a lot of people watch on our Twitters. If you ever want to head over to YouTube, just Google Snaps CFB. You'll find the channel. Hit the sub button, and yeah, man. Hopefully, we can hit 25K by the option. Can we get more color options of the Snaps gear? Okay, this is something me and Aaron are trying to work on. And sorry, last bit of housekeeping. Then we're gonna dive into the game, guys. It's something that me and Aaron are trying to work on. None of that merch is actually real in our YouTube channel. That was old volume stuff. I don't think I can actually like, oh, thank you, Jason. I don't think that can actually like go anywhere. I don't think you can buy that stuff anymore. Eventually probably love to merge, but like one of our next goals is to clean everything up, right? Get rid of all the dead weight from stuff that's not there anymore. Our guy Ben's actually been kind of putting a list together. We just haven't done it yet. So we figuring it out. We're going to figure it out. Okay. Final question before we get to the games. Techstar says Miami contender, longtime fan, cautiously optimistic due to PTSD. Yes, Miami is a legitimate contender this year. They've got all the elements. They're very good on both lines of scrimmage. I really like their entire running back room. Now, I know Damian Martinez kind of stole the headlines with 3 touchdowns this last game. Great short yardage back from Oregon State, but they've got a great running back room, great lines, really great weapons, headed by Xavier Restrepo. And then they got Cam Ward. And Cam Ward's playing his ass off. Cam Ward's an absolute beast. So, yes, Cam Ward. Yes, you're okay. Long answer short, Miami is a legit contender this year because they finally have a quarterback. All right, let's get into it, and let's start with the game that my guy Ferris Khan says. Where is it? I liked your comment earlier on this game, so I'm going to use it to set up the conversation. He says, Michigan fans got treated to 2 all-time epic games in the same calendar year. The USC game was on par with the Rose Bowl in terms of drama. What a game. Michigan's season would have been ruined with a loss. Now they have an excellent chance to get somewhere between the top 5 and 7 with the 7-1 record headed into the Oregon game. Yeah, man, a lot on the line for USC Michigan on Saturday. And I'll start here. For all the SEC basic boys in here like myself, felt pretty damn good to hear the CBS music and hear old Brad and Gary on a big time call once again. You know, am I sad? It's not, you know, well, actually, I guess I don't really care too much, but like, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer that maybe it's not on that with the teams that I'm used to as much, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty awesome seeing USC, Michigan, one of the all-time great brand-on-brand matchups. First time SC'd gone to the Big House since 58. And there's that bam, ba-da-bam, ba-da-ba-ba-bam, and then it's Brad and Gary. And I think they're great in the call. I know a lot of you college football fans disagree with me. Gary Danielson is actually incredible at his job. He really is. His live analysis is so spot on. And think about it. If okay, so Ben says, was Gary still working that Bama shaft, or was he obligated to switch to Ohio State? Here's the deal, guys. See, this is what's funny about Gary. Everybody who's not an Alabama fan is convinced he dick rides Alabama. All Alabama fans hate Gary Danielson. They're convinced he hates him. You know what that tells me? He's just a good announcer. He keeps it real. And if you think he's dick riding Bama, well, guess what? They've given you a lot of dick to ride over the last 2 decades. Like, what are you going to do? Sit there and act like they're not playing like the best and haven't been the best team in the entire country and aren't the best? Like, no, I disagree with this so vehemently. I love Gary Danielson. Anyway, oh wait, I got to switch this up. We have let me change this. Put the Snaps logo up there. There we go. All right. All right. So it felt great to hear from them. I got to say this. This game was kind of a referendum for me on how physical USC was. Coming out of LSU, USC, I believed that was more about USC actually being way more physical than I expected. And I feel that this game was validation of that. Now, certainly Michigan out-physicaled them, right? I mean, statistically, Michigan threw for 32 yards, guys. 32 yards. Fewest in a game since 1987. They ran for 290, including 79 on the game-winning drive. And that's one of the craziest parts about this game. When's the last time you've seen a team with, sub 3 minutes to go, 80 yards to go, and their way to drive the field is like, fuck it, we're gonna run it. We're just gonna run it. It's incredibly old school and incredibly effective. And I thought Michigan's offensive line looked great. The push of that Michigan O-line was unreal, which law of transitive sports property should tell us this. I like this USC front seven. I think they pop pretty good. I think they fought their ass off. So if the Michigan front seven was getting that much push, but Michigan's O-line, excuse me, the Michigan O-line was getting that much push, but Michigan's O-line couldn't do anything against Texas. What does that tell us about that Texas front seven? Pretty impressive for sure. But yeah, Michigan's ability to just, okay, here's my biggest takeaways. One, with Michigan, it seems abundantly clear I was too flippant in the analysis of this game. I wouldn't say the entire offseason, because I've been one of the people really hammering home that one of the reasons why I was so high on Texas, because Michigan's defense still national championship good. But in my evaluation of the USC Michigan game pregame, I pretty clearly felt like USC was going to win because Michigan's offense would not be able to generate enough offense to win. And it seems abundantly clear now that I was a bit too flippant with what Michigan still has. Now, the offense is still not good, right? But they still have a toughness, a culture, a physicality. They still have an O-line that can root you out. They still have one of the best rushing attacks in the entire country. I mean, they got Alex Orji played clean. I think they still got to figure out a bit more in the pass game, but at least his legs add to the mix as well. And then the defense was exactly what I believe the defense to be, which is a championship caliber defense. They did not look at that like that against Texas, because Texas offense is, well, championship caliber and then some. I mean, Will Johnson, when you know it, big players make big plays in big situations. Will Johnson comes up with a pick six. And in that, I want to switch it and actually highlight USC, because USC finding a way for being multiple scores down and battling back after the pick six, that's an insane credit to them. That is a team that coming into the year under Lincoln Riley, and really just Lincoln Riley cultures as a whole, I didn't believe that team had much mental toughness. I didn't think they had physical toughness, right? But I didn't think they had mental toughness. They've proved me wrong on both counts. To fight back in the big house in the manner that they did, to take that late lead, speaks to a mentally and physically tough team. So if you're a USC fan, I know there are no moral victories, and I know you're upset today, but I see more good than bad with this USC team, especially considering the preseason expectations. Miller Moss has some balls, dude. Zachariah Branch fighting back, a little man making big plays against the big house. It felt like a little man punching against the mountain and slowly driving him down. Some of the Woody Marks runs. How about the Woody Marks strip to steal the ball back when it looked like maybe Michigan was going to steal the game away? This game just had all the elements. I'm impressed with both teams, both sides, and the fact that this game came down to a 4th and goal finish. And there's no question of what Michigan's going to do on that 4th down. No question. Everybody knows there ain't no play action coming. This is football distilled down to its purest essence. We're going to run the ball from the 1.5 to whatever it was. If you get in, you win. If you don't, you lose. And Michigan found a way to get in and win. I thought this was a great college football game. I think what it does to the Big Ten hierarchy is interesting. I think we're still going to go Ohio State 1. I was on the edge of putting USC 2. We got to back off that a little bit now. So we're still going to go Ohio State, Oregon. Iowa bounced back in night, so I'm not sure about them. But then it's, I mean, probably Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. Feels like a clear top 3. Drew Aller continues to play better. Penn State, we know about the Bowling Green shenanigans, but like, I think they're better than what they looked like that day. We'll see. Drew Aller continues to look like he's better as well. So I'd probably have those as the top 3. And then it's, Michigan, USC, your Iowas right behind there, your Illinois. Shout out Brett Bielema. Sorry about that, guys. The stream didn't drop, did it? I think I just dropped out. My internet for three times this morning, websites have just shut down, and I'm not sure. Cody McCormick, Lincoln Riley got defense figured out before Venables got offense figured out. It's wild. Yeah, man. Yeah, again. So how, even though USC fans are disappointed in a loss, I still think you should be happy that this SC team is exceeding expectations. Miller Moss is legitimately awesome. He has courage. He throws into tight windows. He can attack. He's accurate. He makes good decisions. I know he had the pick six, but watching him have the pick six and then bounce back in the manner they did and throw those touchdowns to take the lead, I think that like outweighs the bad of the pick six. Maybe not functionally, but in my evaluation of him going forward. Again, the front seven, they have popped to him. They play hard as continue to love Mason Cobb. And if you're a Michigan fan, yeah, look, this is not going to be a championship year, but this win right here stops it from feeling like the disaster year that it was maybe going to be. And now it's like all bets are off, dude. All bets are off in terms of where you could finish. Could you make the playoff? All of that is back in play. Ultimately, I think Michigan's too flawed offensively to beat the best, but I still think, especially after this game, that they're better than the rest. So they may not be in that tier one in the Big Ten, but they are definitely top of tier two and right on the edge of tier one, like all they are, just an offseason and a couple of the right recruits away from getting to be right back there. All right. We just mentioned. I can't remember who we just mentioned. So I'll just go to the next game on my list. Next game on the list. So shout out. This is an awesome game. Next game up, Nebraska, Illinois. Oh, that's who it was. It was Illinois, right? Talking about Big Ten hierarchy. Nebraska, Illinois, Friday night. And once again, guys, I have to take responsibility here. And I have to admit that I am guilty of once again disrespecting Brett Bielema. I've done it time and time again, disrespecting Illinois. I continue to think this team can't be good. Luke Altmaier sucked last year. They had a bunch of NFL guys on that defense last year. Everybody left for the NFL. If you go back and watch our Big Ten preview show, when I talked about Illinois, I can probably Control F my notes here and tell you exactly what I said. Okay, this is bad. This is going to prove to y'all how wrong I am. Ooh, Matt Rule 2-20 against ranked teams. Not good. Not good. But we'll get to Nebraska. First, let's start with the winners, Illinois. This is what I wrote about Illinois preseason. Illinois certainly feels like Illinois is just spinning their wheels with Burt. The last time I thought about them was when they almost beat Michigan 2 years ago. Luke Altmaier back at quarterback, but what does that mean? 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. They lost their top rusher, lost 1,000-yard wide receiver, lost another receiver to the NFL. They lost 3 D linemen to NFL training camps. Oh, and then I forgot this note. This would have been good to remember. Secondary should be pretty good. Return everyone and add in the Porter. Overall feels horrible. Well, I'm an idiot because here Illinois sits 4-0. They just beat Nebraska in Nebraska in a similarly tough way to what I was talking about with USC's comeback that ended up falling short, where the mental and physical toughness shown by Illinois, right? You go up, you have the opening drive touchdown, things are looking awesome. Then Nebraska answers with a field goal, but then you give up a huge turnover. Crowd's going crazy. They score a touchdown. They're up 10-7. You manage to tie it, but then right before the half, the 5-star superstar phenom Dylan Raiola leads an amazing into the half drive that ends up in a touchdown that's 17-10. Well, it's okay. You get the ball, but then you come out right after halftime and you have to punt. And at that point, all of the momentum's in Nebraska's hands, but you hold them to a punt. Things kind of stall for a bit, but then to start the fourth quarter, a 7-point lead right to start the fourth for Nebraska. How do you end up tying it up? Because you stay the course, you keep fighting, you keep fucking running the ball. Luke Altmaier continues to just be shrewd and effective and make big plays and small plays and not make the big mistakes. And then you tie it up on 4th and 2 late in the fourth quarter, throwing to a defensive lineman lined up at tight end. What a ballsy call. 4th and 2, gotta have a game on the line. And you send your run package D lineman tight end out on a route, and Altmaier actually throws him the ball. He had good footwork, nice hands. Bam, touchdown. Absolutely insane. And yes, did you have to have a bit of luck with you? As Nebraska again missed a 39-yard field goal with 3 minutes left. Sure. But that doesn't matter. That luck was created by Illinois. And then the overtime was just dominant. Go out and score like it's nothing. And then Raiola and Nebraska's offense, after the first sack, just completely spiraled and eventually ended up with, I think it was like a 3rd and 59. I'll look it up exactly. But yeah, Illinois, man, I don't know how he does it. I do not know how Bielema does it. For whatever reason, he could never get it going at Arkansas. But between his time at Wisconsin and his time at Illinois, keep that man in the Big Ten. Zach says Raiola having minus 52 rush yards isn't O-line's fault. We gotta fucking get rid of sack yardage in college taken away from rush yardage. It's so stupid. And honestly, it makes talking about the games and forming an opinion about the games way more complicated, and it fucks people up because, yeah, like, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the Nebraska Illinois box score. And let's just go to team stats. So it looks like Nebraska had 48 rush yards, right? Oh my God, that's terrible. But again, minus 52, really. So right at 100. Like, they ran the ball better than you thought. They just didn't run it as good as did Illinois. It is crazy to me, though. It's a weird game to think about when you consider the fact that you won the turnover battle if you're Nebraska and you couldn't come down with the win of the game. I mean, I guess it's a missed field goal with 39 or 3 minutes left. Same old story for Nebraska. Even though they look so much better, they still cannot find a way to win close games. Probably my favorite play of the day. Who had the interception on for Illinois defense? Hold on. It was Cox, right? Let me make sure I got his name right. What's it? Oh yeah, there it is. Torrey Cox Jr. So in case you missed it, Isaiah Nair, beautiful deep ball by Dylan Raiola in the end zone. It looks like it's a touchdown for Nebraska, and in the air, Torrey Cox Jr. rips it out of his hand. It becomes a pick. Game changes. I mean, that's how you win these sorts of games on the road. So for Nebraska, I would say that, or for Illinois, I would say this: massive win. Maybe the most impressive part is doing it in Lincoln, an environment that was out of its mind excited for this game, out of its mind crazy. It was a ranked elimination game. Illinois deserves all the roses. I'm going to be fascinated to see where Illinois ends up in the Big Ten hierarchy. For Nebraska, you're getting sick of this conversation. You're getting sick of this conversation because it is better. It really is better, guys. Dylan Raiola is fucking fantastic. To be a true freshman on the stage that he is, in the conference that he is, and to be playing in the manner that he is actually insane. Like, he's going to be so good, guys. He's going to be so good. But does that ring hollow if you're a Nebraska fan today? And for the upteenth time in a row, you are lamenting a close one-score loss in which a couple of plays are the difference between winning and losing. It's a song that is all too familiar for the Husker fans. And it sucks because you are better. You really are better. But this is going to be okay. If we want, here's the thing: Nebraska in the past would absolutely crumble after this game, go and finish 5-7 or whatnot. Let's see how this Nebraska team bounces back. At Purdue next week, and then home against Rutgers. Okay. At Purdue, Purdue's not very good. Home against Rutgers, going to be a fucking battle. Massive battle. And if you want to go 8-4, or you want to even maybe push to 9-10 wins, even though I don't think that's going to happen with the rise of Indiana looking good, and you still got to play Iowa, USC, Ohio State, Wisconsin. Like, if you want to go 8-4, you're going to have to beat Rutgers, I think. So a couple of huge games for Nebraska to prove to them they're not going to let this loss beat them, no matter how disappointing it may be. And look, for Raiola, yeah, he's young, man. The overtime, that was a disaster. O-line put him in bad spots, but you can't take the sacks that he did there. 3rd and 42 is actually insane. And the pass protection game and line 4th down play was unreal. They just let a free rusher up the middle while the running back wasted himself on no one on the edge. Zach says, how much is it in the quarterback for not making adjustments at the line too? It's tough, man. I don't know where. I don't know. It depends on how you do your protections. If you have a quarterback that you trust and that knows things inside and out, or just kind of like, yeah, if you have like an elite quarterback that you trust, right? Which Raiola will be elite, but because he's a freshman, I don't know. I wonder if they ask him to do this or not. He will set the protection. Or like a lot of times, it's like, okay, the center will call the protection and the quarterback can just not say anything if he agrees, or he can override him. Just walk up the line, change the mic, move it around. So I'd have to really go. Maybe I'll watch the film. Maybe that's what we could do actually for Nebraska fans. Break that down. That could be a fun film session. Break that. Oh no, we can't because Big Ten doesn't like that. Anyway, I'll go back and watch it for a more solid opinion on what I feel actually like who was in the most wrong there. But if nothing else, Raiola just can't take the sacks. You have to learn to fight. You have to live to fight another down. And I know you're trying everything you can to make a play, and that same desire to make a play is what's going to make you special. But you did the one thing you can't do there. Chris Tran says it's the first time in a long time where after another one of these crushing losses, I think Nebraska's fine. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Tennessee, Oklahoma. This game, I got to be honest. Every now and then, I just told you how wrong I was in Illinois. Every now and then we get some things right. This game played out exactly as we thought it would. Tennessee's D-line is just as awesome as advertised. OU's O-line was as, damaged as we thought it was. The OU defense is pretty fucking good, just like we said they were, right? But unfortunately, there was just no world in which this OU offense was going to be able to keep up with Tennessee's. Now, but that's the scariest part about this Tennessee Volunteer team. The offense is not the strength of the team. The defense is the strength of this Tennessee team. Right now, the Volunteers are first nationally in total defense. They are second in run defense. They are second in third down defense in the country. So yes, as much as Heupel and the offense is always talked about, and I mean, at the end of the day, it is the defense that is that has them as an actual true championship contender. Now, what the offense does have is edge to it. It's got an elite running game, and Dylan Sampson, in my opinion, remains the heart and soul of this Tennessee offense. I would say is he the best player on the Tennessee team, but then I feel like maybe you still have to give that to somebody on the defense. But he is the one that makes this offense go. He takes so much pressure off of Ia Maliava. He's so good at extending plays, at making the first guy miss. And so what Tennessee's offense does have outside of a great running attack and Dylan Sampson is they have a quarterback in Ia Maliava who's got this huge talent ceiling. It's not there yet, but has this huge talent ceiling and is good enough right now to still come up with a few consistent, huge plays to beat you each game, and the good underneath stuff, right? Ia Maliava is good, right? Much better than Jackson Hart. probably put in a better situation as well, to be fair. But like the difference in this game is you looked at both very good defenses. But when you watched Oklahoma's offense, it felt like a butter knife. Felt like trying to cut a steak with a butter knife. It ain't going to happen. You can feel the edge of Tennessee when they have the ball, especially because they want to run it. They want to run it tough. They want to run gap scheme. They want to stick Dylan Sampson down your throat. But then right when you get a little too comfortable, bam, here's Brew McCoy, 70-yard touchdown. It's pretty scary how good this Tennessee team is. The one thing, so I already see a lot of people chat about Tennessee, Georgia, stuff like that. The one thing, and this is what's crazy, this is also, so this is both a credit to Tennessee, but something they have to avoid going forward. The crazy thing to me about Tennessee is right now, in both of their big games this season, they turned it over multiple times, and it meant absolutely nothing. Like Iamaleava threw 2 picks against Cincy State, meant absolutely nothing. You fumbled twice this game, means absolutely nothing. The defense comes back and bails you out immediately. What an awful missed opportunity by the Oklahoma Sooners. If you are a Sooner fan, I know you were freaking throwing something through the TV when Tennessee turns it over. Awesome sack force fumble in the backfield. You're down 10-3. You get the ball within the 10, and then you fumble the next play. There is nothing more depressing than that. Stephen Fall says, I'm tired of all turnovers. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the difference. You do that against Georgia, I don't think you win that game. Like, Tennessee is good enough to beat anybody in the country. But if those same plays happen against Georgia, then I think that could be that will be the difference, because that's, because you're with the best and you're playing against the best. A couple more things on Tennessee. They'll move on to Oklahoma. I'm trying to find where's the Josh Heupel locker room after the game speech, because it was very, very touching. Did I retweet it? Also, power move. The vibes are so impossibly high in Tennessee right now that after beating Oklahoma on the road in Norman, the team flew back. Morgan Wallen playing in Knoxville, Neyland Stadium, sold out. He has Peyton Manning in full vol. I'll just show the video here. Actually, why not? Right? This is not copyrighted, so we are good to go. And if you're listening on, this is Morgan Wallen, and he has Peyton Manning walking out in his full Tennessee uniform. He also has Josh Heupel, Nico Iamaleava, and Brew McCoy all walking him out to the stage as the crowd is going crazy. And here's Morgan Wallen. Oh, shit. Are we going to get copyright for that a little bit? I hope not, dude. Maybe so, though. Fuck. I shouldn't have played the audio. We'll see. But anyway, here's Morgan Wallen. Grew up in Tennessee, massive Tennessee fan. And the day after his favorite team goes into Norman and beats the hell up out of and beats the hell up out of Oklahoma. He has probably the guy that he grew up legend watching, walking with him, and then he has the guys that are bringing Tennessee back and just beat Oklahoma. They're dabbing. God, that's an all-time good vibes. Blake Walters team up out Corn Hub going, we just talked about it. It's okay, dude. It's okay. Somebody's trying to call the Vols champions of life in the chat. Can't do that anymore, guys. Can't do that anymore. They won a baseball national championship. Trust me, I used to make fun of them too. Everything but a ring. They were calling themselves the everything school, but they actually got it now. So just got to back off that a little bit. I know it's fun. Trust me, but a spade's a spade. Okay, let me find the Heupel video, and then we'll get to Oklahoma. I got it somewhere on here. Spencer Hall tweeted it. Here it is.
On the roads.
Share this.
Went in on the road against the.
Says This is Heupel
Winning
addressing
on the
locker room.
road's tough. Winning on the road against the good football teams, tough. They're good. Okay? We're going to continue to face better as we go. Played well tonight. Anybody think we played our best tonight?
No.
Good teams keep getting better. Keep getting better. I'm proud of the investment, the competitive composure, resetting to the next play, continuing to compete. Man, it's just us being us, all right? And let's just keep making us a better version every single day. You guys got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. This thing coming back to normal was never about me.
He's getting a little emotional here.
It was not.
Tearing up.
But I appreciate you all having a little extra for me.
The boys love him, dude. The boys love him.
I love you guys, and I really mean that.
We love you. Go.
I know. I'm proud. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of how we've grown. Damn, our best is still out in front of us. We got
Hell
you.
yeah.
One day at a time to just keep getting better. You guys got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I love it. Bow your heads. Grab two.
Yo. Hey, we did that for you, Coach. This game ball for you.
Gave Heupel the game ball. And then watch the dance moves from our favorite Bobby Hill cosplayer. The boys love a goofy white dance move. We all do. So a few things to point out there. Fantastic. Somebody said in chat, but yeah, news. The in unison, yes, sir, says a lot. I actually believe that as well. That jumped out to me. I've been on a member of those moments. That's a team that's fully bought in. The calm nature of Heupel says a lot there. Not making too much of it. Kind of felt like business as usual. Not so happy to win. More of, look, we expected to win. This was good, but we got bigger tests down the road. And the boys know it. And the boys were fully locked in. Interesting, too, that I thought that he goes straight to a prayer before breaking down. I don't know what grab two means, but that was really good, man. That was really good. Again, the vibes at Tennessee, number one vibes in the SEC right now, and it's not even particularly close. Not even particularly close. For Oklahoma, I know it's got to feel some type of way that your former savior, Josh Heupel, the man who brought you out of the doldrums in the 90s and led you back to or led you to a national championship, for him to come in and do that to you, that sucks. And it sucks especially badly because you are at a time where you feel very insecure about your own head coach. You have Brent Venables. Why don't you have Josh Heupel? He's an Oklahoma guy. You used to have him under Stoops, then you ran him off. For Lincoln Riley, again, hard to argue with, but look at where we're at now. And you have Brent Venables, and he does have a good defense now, so credit to him. That's what I was most critical of him. He's a defensive guy. And a couple of years ago, they were awful. Last year, they were okay. I think they're really good this year. But you don't got the offense. You took a step back. You ran Dylan Gabriel out of town for Jackson Arnold. You ran Dylan Gabriel out of town for Jackson Arnold. And how can you get past that? It really is. Y'all did the Family Guy. Boat or mystery box? Boat's a boat, but the mystery box would be anything. It would even be a boat. You had one. You ran him out, and now you just benched the guy that you ran Dylan Gabriel out for nothing. But maybe that's where, by the way, I was impressed with the physicality of both these teams. The pads were absolutely popping in this game. But that's maybe the silver lining here is, did Oklahoma find a better option at quarterback? Now, again, I think quarterbacks, too much credit, too much blame and all that. I don't think Jackson Arnold is like the only reason why the Oklahoma offense has been struggling. But objectively, on this day, The offense felt way more effective and way better when Hawkins came into the game than when it did Arnold. Even at the end of the game, you want to talk about effort at the end of the game in the line, or not game in line, like game's already over. You're not going to win, and still flipping his way into the end zone, putting his body on the line. And I thought it was very intriguing. Herbie straight up said on the broadcast at the end of the game after the flip, that's your quarterback. He said, this kid is your quarterback. This is your quarterback moving in to next week. And it wasn't just, to me, the thing that most stood out to Hawkins as opposed to Arnold was his decisiveness throwing the ball. His decisiveness throwing the ball certainly felt much better than Arnold's. It just feels a little panicky back there, a little in over his head. So unfortunately, I don't know. I still don't think OU's ceiling is very high. I'd be very happy that I found a defense. I'm very intrigued by maybe a potential quarterback change, but I still feel, even with Hawkins there, I still feel that Oklahoma offense is going to be a bit limited. That said, I would if we're talking like LSU, Oklahoma at the end of the year, that's a game I had scored LSU preseason. Right now, I would score that Oklahoma. So they're not awful. But they're not good enough offensively to beat any of the big time teams, unfortunately. Jackson Arnold be in the middle of a portal bidding war next offseason? Yeah. Probably. Robert Mayfield just texted, just checking. Why do we feel obligated to overlook the other best team statistically in the SC week to week? I guess the team in Oxford is for real. Explain to me. So you're saying, why don't we talk more about Ole Miss? Well, I mean, first off, I believe in Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is awesome. I think Ole Miss is going to whip LSU's ass in a couple of weeks. Ole Miss has played Furman, Middle Tennessee, Wake Forest, Georgia Southern. Every school plays football every week pretty much, bro. Okay, we have limited time to talk about games. I don't know if anybody's going to gain any value talking about Ole Miss beating Georgia Southern 52-13. They're incredible. Jackson Dart's incredible. The numbers they are putting up would be hard to put up against air. Like I have them right now. I got Texas 1 in the conference, and then I've got probably UGA, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Alabama as the next grouping. I'm actually going to give Texas a little bit of a separation point here because of what Michigan did against USC and all that. But the reason we're not talking about Ole Miss, they just haven't played anybody, and they won't play anybody till LSU, and that's not bad. That's by design. Okay, wait, no, here we go. Never mind. Okay, Kentucky this Saturday at home. So again, Kentucky's really bad, but we all know that we love watching Kentucky get beat, and then everybody crowns whoever beat them as being great. Then at South Carolina, that'll be a nice proxy war. We saw LSU really struggle at South Carolina. Okay, I think it's a South Carolina defense that's really good. It's a tough road environment. See Ole Miss does there, and then you're in Death Valley at night. So we're going to talk a ton of Ole Miss. If you're wondering why we have it now, it's just because listen to the games we just broke down. Tennessee, Oklahoma, USC, Michigan, an undefeated, ranked Nebraska, Illinois. Ole Miss just hasn't had those games yet. Tio, is LSU bad or is UCLA pretty good? No, UCLA is awful. And I don't think LSU's bad. LSU's exactly like I feel about Oklahoma. They are obviously not, or exactly how I feel too, kind of about what Nebraska's trying to prove and these other teams where it's okay, you're obviously not in the best in the conference, but where do you rank among the rest? And both Oklahoma and LSU are going to try to prove that, okay, we may not be in that top grouping, but we can be better than everybody else. La Cassie says, also not talking about favorite game this weekend, JMU at UNC. It's understandable. I got to study up on this game. I just saw the score of this game in the morning, 70-50. James Madison beating UNC 70-50. Unreal. So sorry to get back to the original question. No, I think UCLA is really bad. I think LSU's defense is really flawed personnel-wise. They're good on the edge, but not that good. But I think Garrett Nussmeier in the offense is awesome. LSU is not as good as what we expected entering the season, but I would also maintain they're not as bad as what a lot of the local fans and a lot of like kind of the takes seem to be on them. I mean, hell, Garrett Nussmeier just got Offensive SC Player of the Week, and Braden Swinson got SEC Defensive Player of the Week for a second week in a row. Braden Swinson playing off the edge for LSU is balling out of his mind right now. But the defense is too flawed that like Ole Miss should just absolutely pick them apart most likely here in a few weeks. All right. So since we touched on Ole Miss and Georgia Southern, sorry, I was thinking of Furman. I don't know why I couldn't remember. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the. And by the way, it is crazy. Jackson Dart's averaging 390 a game coming in, and he goes ahead and goes for 380 more. Because why not? And 4 touchdowns more. Because why not? And actually, since we're here, let's play this as well then. I saw this right before the show started, and I think this is very likable from Lane Kiffin. I don't know if we're going to play the whole thing, but let's see here. All right.
Get ready with us for game day.
This is Lane Kiffin and his daughter. Lane Kiffin and his daughter before the Ole Miss football game on TikTok.
Today is the game versus Georgia Southern.
That's good. You got it right. Georgia Southern. What a great day. You know, yoga this morning. How was yoga? Or how was your morning?
I woke up at 7 something and watched TikTok for an hour.
Hell yeah, dude.
What about you could watch College Game Day?
Yeah. How are you feeling about the game?
I'm feeling really good. Feel like Juice is back in action and ready to go. And so, I hope our fans just are awesome today. I'm sure they will be.
Probably.
Hydrate.
My mom's coming today for her parents' weekend. She gets in at like 1.
This is very funny because this is her mom. I'm assuming his ex-wife here. Good question by the daughter.
How do you feel about that?
She hasn't been in a game all year, but we are ranked 5th in the country, so everybody loves a winner.
This week has just been a crazy week.
Yeah.
There's just been a lot going on.
Talk to me. I'm here for you.
So I've been thinking about planning my birthday, and I think I want to go to New York during December again.
Okay, it's really crowded and cold.
Not really. It's so fun.
We could ice skate. Wait.
It's really crowded and cold. All-time dad line, by the way.
We're supposed to hopefully be in the playoffs.
The 13th.
December?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the playoffs?
Yes. Do you know what this is?
That's makeup.
But
Blush, powder.
yes.
Yes.
Good lane.
So we found out that there's a lot of drama around the football office.
Really? I'm focused on the X's and O's and making sure we win games. But yeah, I heard about that,
Dude, boys, I don't know what keeps happening. This is crazy. No, this is not the YouTube police. This is Windows literally saying your computer ran into a bug and we have to restart. Are we still live? Are we still good? I think we are. All right. All right, we're back. Sheesh, Louise, what a weird day. This never happens. Okay, we're gonna get back to our video then real quick. We're gonna finish our video real quick. Thank you for sticking with me. I'll try to take these out for the audio podcast.
I think so.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about the playoffs?
Yes.
Powder,
Yes.
focused on the, the X's and O's and making sure we win games. But
I wonder what
yeah,
the
I heard
drama
about
was in
that.
the football office.
Have some game day pins now that we're ready. From Buttons by KP, Kappa's Heart the Rebs, Gentlemen Prefer KKG, and saving this one for later.
Look at this bullshit. Beat LSU.
Okay.
Get the
Not do
fuck
this
out
week.
of here.
Saving it for later.
That's too. I mean, we're later in the group. Oxford. Match my juice.
And bye.
I mean, guys, am I crazy? Or is Lane Kiffin super likable there? TikToking with his daughter, doing a little get ready with me, funny comments throughout. I mean, guy's likable. And I can see all the Auburn fans lusting over him in the chat. Guys, I just don't think it's happening, dude. I just don't think it's happening. Speaking of Auburn, okay, let me run through some quick thoughts. Colorado Baylor. Did you see the end of Colorado Baylor? Because if you did not, it is more than worth your time to go watch. Baylor played a very good game. Baylor, finds a way, even though Shadur early on is making crazy play after crazy play. Baylor finds a way to take the lead late. They're going to win by 7. And Colorado has not one, but 2 Hail Marys. On the first one, Travis Hunter arguably gets away with a bit of a push off, but the ball hits him in his chest and he drops it. It would have forced OT. And this is on a day when Travis Hunter was kicking ass. Already had his 5th straight 100-yard game, longest streak in the sport. The next play, Shadur heaves it again, only this time it's complete. 0-0-0 left on the clock. We go to OT. They score. Colorado does. And then in OT, you rarely see this. Travis Hunter, talk about big-time plays, making big-time players, showing up in the biggest situations. Travis Hunter has a walk-off fumble. Do you know how tight a walk-off fumble is? Seen in baseball, right? You don't see that in football. A walk-off fumble to end the game as he hits the ball carrier so hard, the ball squirts out, goes out the back of the end zone, game over. Fun fact, Nico Gramatica hit his first career field goal, a 58-yarder. Or was that in the South Florida game? Am I getting confused, or is that Colorado? That's South Florida. Excuse me. I put that in the wrong place for notes. Anyway, Miami beat the fuck out of South Florida. Kind of was close at first. South Florida's not a bad team. Miami's fucking awesome. Cam Ward's incredible. But Nico Gramatica, son of Martin Gramatica, hit a 58-yarder, first career kick. Pretty awesome. Vanderbilt at Mizzou. Vandy played so well. They played so hard on the road. Both teams missed a bunch of critical mistakes. Pavia was battling the quarterback from Vandy. I'm impressed with Vandy's toughness. I'm disappointed in some of Mizzou's offense, especially they had a few big 3rd and shorts, it felt like, where they could have ended the game and they couldn't get it done. Credit to Mizzou for finding a way to win this game. But I had a friend text me. That when I talk about the SEC elite teams, I have to stop including Mizzou. And so I am making an official proclamation. The SEC elite teams are now Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee. and then Mizzou's right on the outside looking in. But Mizzou is still above the rest until further notice. But they have been moved right outside looking in. And I'm sorry to all the Vandy fans out there, whoever you are, your kicker absolutely blew this. I mean, in OT, you hold him to a field goal, your offense can't come up, and then you still make it an easy field goal. You have some negative plays and just couldn't get done. Texas ULM, look, Arch played all right. Arch played fine, but Texas still won 1,000,000 because Texas maybe the most complete team in the entire country. For me personally, this doesn't do much of anything because Arch could have thrown 8 touchdowns and nothing would have changed. Quinn is still the quarterback. At least now, though, you don't have to deal with any of those conversations, producers creating those conversations on your favorite shows. You don't have to deal with the Quinn doesn't have to deal with this narrative just floating over the time. You don't have to deal with I think there are some insane boosters who are maybe wanting to like talk this shit up. You don't have to deal with that now. Clemson, NC State. Clemson continues to dominate, dude. Clemson just getting better and better and better. Kate Klubnik's actually playing fucking incredible. Offense is humming. Again, I think like Aaron pointed out a couple weeks ago, Clemson is going to go 11-1. The thing is, though, I still maintain I don't think they are going to be a good playoff team if they make it there. But let's see what they do against Miami in an ACC championship or Louisville, whoever makes it. What is weird about this success, though, is it would still, if you want it to be, it could still feel frustrating as a Clemson fan because if you were only willing to evolve a little bit, if you're only willing to evolve a little bit, you could still be national championship relevant. If you just evolved a little bit around the edges. Is that all the games I wanted to touch on? Yes, except for Auburn, Arkansas. First, the Damn Good Dog podcast, $2 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Today's my birthday, T-Bob Big Old 33. Happy birthday, dude. Huge congratulations. The Jesus year, I think you'll find, is the best year. For me, the Jesus year was probably my favorite year of my entire life. It just felt like everything was clicking. You're hot. You got a little experience. You can look down at people on their 20s like, these guys don't know fucking shit. But then you can look up at people in their 40s like, these guys are old as fuck. So it goes fast. Goes fast, damn good. Enjoy 33. Enjoy your Jesus year. Who's coming out second in the Big Ten, brother? I don't know that I feel comfortable making a call between Oregon and Penn State right now. A goat dog, a 19-year-old called me Unc. I'm 29. Yep, bro, it happens. Trust me, I went to Fred's this weekend. Now, not just like general public, okay? I had a bit of a hookup, which changes the math somewhat. But I went to Fred's this weekend, and I was watching some badass live music. Shout out Neutral Sound. Shout out this DJ Moonlight. I thought they both fucking killed it. But Fred's like a famous LSU bar, and I'll be damned if I didn't start to like have a bit of a panic attack looking at how young everybody was around me, and like a couple guys like showed like film me for their like story on Snap or Insta or something, and I kind of started to freak out, and I was like, fuck this. And I ended up standing like a big weirdo off in the distance outside of a fence and just watching the concert alone through a fence. But they were really good. They were really good. All right. No SMU talk. Dropped 66 on TCU. I don't know. I didn't see that. But no SMU talk for me. Sorry. I don't know why. I'm not trying to be a SMU hater, but like I only have so much mind space, and I can't give any over to SMU right now. Finally, Auburn, Arkansas. Shout out to Arkansas, dude. Continue to embrace the hog. I love Taylor Green. I love back against the wall what Sam Pittman's been doing there. But the bigger question and the bigger conversation around this game must do with Hugh Freeze. And David Hale in his week 4 takeaways wrote about this, and it's kind of incredible. We shit on Billy Napier, right? We shit on Billy Napier. But since the start of last season, Florida only have one fewer win, admittedly, than does Auburn, but they have a better record in conference. Florida's averaging more points per game, and they have markedly better quarterback play. I think Florida's quarterbacks combined for like a QBR of 65. Hugh Freeze is at like 50, 55. So why is Billy Napier talked about like a dead man walking, but people continue to believe in Hugh Freeze? Auburn right now, 0-2 against Power 4 opponents this year. Auburn is 6-19 in its past 25 games against Power Conference foes. 6-19 in their last 25. Auburn has not beaten a Power 5 team that finished with a winning record since Halloween of 21. Again, so much of this shows you how funny the margins are in college football. If you beat Alabama, a lot of that doesn't ring true, right? But hey, here you fucking are. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a happy Christmas. And when it rains, it pours. Here's what Hugh Freeze had to say after the game, and then wait until what you hear his former quarterback, Bo Wallace, had to say upon seeing this clip. And I'm getting this from the Next Round Twitter. Shout out to my guys.
Unfortunately, this is what I know, and I know that there's people open, and I know that we're running the football, and we got to find a guy that won't throw it to the other team, and we got to find running backs that hold on to it. You know, that's a huge play there. I mean, we're going in to score. I don't know, what was it, 7-0 then, or so it's 7-7, and our defense gets a stop, and who knows what happens. But you know, the scheme is what most everybody in the country is running some sort of, but you've got to have good play at quarterback for sure to at whatever system you're going to choose.
Okay, so this is a little weird on a couple of parts. First off, okay, dude, you're sitting here blaming all your quarterbacks, but like that's your thing. You are the one that is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. You are the one who chose purposely to stick with your quarterback in Peyton Thorne, and you talked all offseason about how you believed he could take a step forward and all this sort of stuff. So for you to sit here now and not accept responsibility and put it on them is kind of insane, given that you're the one that chose this path. Like, as a coach, and even if you feel that in your heart as a coach, you still have to kind of just take it in public. It's how it works. You're the boss. You're the one that makes the $8 million a year, and it's all for a reason. Anyway, here's what Bo Wallace had to say. This is a former Ole Miss quarterback. He said, and this is a long quote. And I know, look, I think Bo, I don't know if Bo has alcoholism in his past, but a lot of people respond to this like, Bo drunk again. And he's been very clear about, no, I don't drink anymore. I just had to get this off my chest. So whatever. If you're one of the people that's going to say Bo's drunk, and there you go. I know Bo Wallace. There's a name I have not heard in a long time. We're approaching the point, this Bo Wallace tweeting about Hugh Freeze after this video. We're approaching the point that he's thrown so many quarterbacks under the bus that maybe nobody wants to play for him. His offense helped me tremendously, put numbers up when I blew my shoulder out. But why is it someone else's fault every time there's a loss? But when there's a win, I watch the press conferences just to count up how many times the word I is used. Appreciate what he did for me. My son wouldn't be playing for him, though. I got a story I'll keep in my back pocket forever until it's time. Auburn staffers call him a phone incoming. But that dude has never helped me a day in his life. It was always only about getting a win for him so he could collect his extra 100 racks a win. If y'all knew the medications and shot I was taking to get that man his money, you wouldn't believe they would let you walk in a field like that. And with all that, I still feel the tires from the bus. Bo's drunk. Nah, he's as sober as he could be. Watching tape, because he's a coach now. Just tired of this dude blaming players every single time. Do your research on his offenses, excluding his time at Liberty. Look at the interceptions every quarterback he's had play for him throws. At some point, when it happens over and over, every year you look in the mirror, not at the players, to save face. So some pretty extreme words from Bo Wallace there, in terms of maybe the type of coach that Hugh Freeze is. Look, personally, I've always had very positive experience with Hugh Freeze on an interpersonal level. So I have no beef with the man. I don't love that quote at all from him after the game. And unfortunately, the numbers are such that, like, we do have to ask ourselves, like, okay, why does Hugh Freeze get treated differently than Bill Napier? And I wonder which fans are in a more miserable spot. Is it Auburn? Is it, Oklahoma and some of theirs insecurity with Venables? Even here at LSU, a lot of people are upset with Brian Kelly. It's not the disasters that these are at all, certainly. But like, it's in Florida trying to find a new coach. There's a lot of bad to go around right now. All right, y'all, that's the show for today. Sorry we didn't get to any of the 8 people or anything, but we can do that tomorrow when Aaron is back. I wanted to get my reaction to the weekend off. I'll leave you with this. We should try to get Bo Wallace on the show, Ben. That's a very good call. Good production. Thought of the day, Bama home dog under. Bama is a home underdog for the first time since 2007 when the LSU Tigers came to town. The last time they were a regular season underdog was 2015 against Georgia, which I remember that game because everybody made a big deal of that. Pretty sure Alabama ended up just dominating that game. But last time 2007 against LSU. So what is that, about 27? About 27 years. God, 17. Sorry. Okay, yeah, 17 years. Insane, though. 17 years since last time Bam was a home dog. Can the dogs do it? More 40K win, more team out plays. I'll play more 40K eventually. I gotta update drivers. I gotta be honest, I'm just enjoying NCAA right now. I think I have football in the mind. So when I have time to stream, I'm just really enjoying NCAA. I will let y'all know when the next NCAA stream is, because we've mained Nebraska this whole season. We lost one. We went 9-1. We won our quarterfinal. We won our semifinal. The next game played on stream will be a championship. So here's to hoping. Then we get done. Love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, guys, remember, Road 25K. We only have 1 week to make it happen. By the end of this month, we're dying to be on 25K. Please, please, please help us. Share it with your friends, your enemies, people you see at the library, at your local dive, your in-laws. Send it to your in-laws, especially if they're football fans. But even if they're not, send it to them anyway. It probably won't work, but, you never know. All right, we love you. We'll see you on the next episode of Snaps. Later, guys.